Week 8 is almost in the books. We actually do have a wow, Patterson just missed a 26-yarder. That's crazy actually. We do have a game still on the line. We're going to talk about that. We also learned today that I'm an idiot, and in Sleeper, to see trades, you don't go to the trade tab. That shows you the trade block. You go to transactions, trade, and you see who made trades. You guys have been making trades. Every week I say you guys don't make trades. That is on me. It's shared blame. We're going to share the blame between me and Sleeper. No, completely my fault. So let's talk about the trades really quickly. So El Grenos got Devontae for Mike Evans and HN. I know Devontae is having an off game, so the timing's a little weird, but I so much prefer Devontae. I think El Grenos won that trade. The biggest robbery, I think, in any league that I'm watching was CD for Ford. I mean, I don't even have words. So El Captain got Ford and El Professor. I don't even have words. I'm so unbelievably surprised. I'm trying to put myself back in that time. Ford, I think, had a good first game. Maybe it was after the first. I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think. What's crazy is also El Captain, as we spoke about, started someone who didn't play. We got their official excuse. So El Captain, man, I mean, I want to be a good guy on here. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes for myself just so I never forget. Because at this point, El Captain is a legendary campaign of just misses. And again, I know you're a good guy. The excuse was that you took your daughter swimming and the location had no cell service. You know, she's going to learn to swim anyway. She's got to figure it out. How many adults don't know how to swim? It's not like we all had swimming lessons. You figure it out. You get in the water, you realize, I'm going to need to figure this thing out, and you figure it out. Listen, obviously I want her safety. I think it's great that you took her swimming. It's very nice. But you got to plan beforehand about the service situation. I don't remember who was benched, but I doubt it was someone who was last minute. Just out of nowhere. It almost never is. So, as they missed Devontae for a complete deep ball. Wow. So, you know, it's just shocking, surprising, disappointing, all those words. And there's a second part. You also missed drinking with the homies because your daughter had a swim class. Yet again, you know, there's more important things in life. Take her to a coding class. Set her up for success financially in the future. I don't remember a time that swimming made me money or saved my life. I guess, yeah, I could think of a few times because if you don't know how to swim, you're kind of fucked. So it's good you're prioritizing that, but at the same time, fantasy is just as important, if not more. As Garoppolo gets sacked. There's been so many sacks this game. Okay, so the last trade was Olave for Thielen, which I actually consider a wash. Moving forward, I think everyone prefers Thielen. Weirdly, I kind of prefer Olave. But he had a crazy drop this week. So anyway, took a lot of time on that. Let's highlight the game that's still up in the air. It's the Banditos right now is down 4, and they have Jacoby Myers against Josh Jacobs. The Raiders just got sacked, so he's going to need a Jacoby Myers catch literally the second. And the situation is 4th and 17 on their own 344, so I will live react. And I'll commentate as, yeah. Garoppolo in the shotgun. Takes a snap. He's looking around. He's able to scramble a little bit left, but he dumps it off. There's a 0 chance of getting 17 yards on that play. And they're short, and the Lions are going to most likely win this game, although the game's technically not over because it's 1st and 10, 3:30 left. Raiders have a timeout. They might choose to use it. They'll get the ball back with 2 minutes left. Devontae is pissed. Devontae's pissed. Devontae is pissed. He just heard that El Captain took his daughter swimming again. And missed the hang with the boys again. He can't believe it. He's having an outburst on the sideline right now. He looks so pissed. Anyway, he does actually look pissed. Probably not about the El Captain situation. All right, so quickly to recap games, because I took a lot of time doing that. Biggest blowout, we had El Professor, of course, absolutely dominate. Actually, there's a slight bigger one. Sons of Chaos gets the win. a shocker to go in 2-6, 2-6 over Paco Libre, who falls to 6-2. Sons of Chaos gets 213 points, was absolutely dominant. Dak 40, Eckler 23, Waddle 28, DeAndre 41, Godwin 17, Hawkinson 20, Rachaad White 17, defense kicker do great. I mean, so many things you could highlight about this team. I'd say the most consistently surprising positive thing is DeAndre Hopkins. If Levis is the guy, good news for D-Hop. He becomes another startable guy. Waddle also emerges, 12 targets. He's super good, 7 catches. Pollard, I'm not as nervous about it than everyone else is also. So I actually feel really good about, a lot better about Sons of Chaos team than I did before the week. And yeah, I said I'm going to root for him all season, so I'll just keep that going. You never know. You just never know with Sons of Chaos. You never know with this roster. Very promising game. Great news for him. Paco Libre, disappointing week, largely behind. Mahomes only getting you 4.64 points. Obviously, very, very rough. I will say the positive here is it really looks like Kamara is just that dude. Over and over again, it's almost a no-doubter at this point. You got yourself a stud. Laporta's also looking really good. And obviously McCaffrey, we all know, is really good. So at 6-2, it's not time to panic at all for Paco Libre. Obviously, my worst call was saying despite a 2-0 start, he's not going to do great. And I'll keep revisiting that. So when he loses, I'm like, maybe I had something there. But I don't have something there. This is a playoff team, and we're excited to see how far they could go this season. The next matchup was that El Professor game. Again, El Professor got CeeDee Lamb for free. CeeDee Lamb gets 42 points behind a large win over El Grenas. So for El Professor, obviously, Joe Burrow's 34 points is very promising as well. Let's see if they get a first down for the Lions to get this game done, and they don't. They're going to have to decide after the 2-minute warning if they want to go for a first down or kick a field goal, and that will determine if the Raiders get the ball back, which probably doesn't matter for this game, but could matter if Jacoby Myers gets some catches. So again, we will live react to that. For El Grenas, by the way, El Professor at 4-4, so congratulations there. El Grenas falls to 3-5. Again, there's a team that we said we were pretty high on early in the season, a team that we still have some faith in, even though obviously their record is a little bit disappointing. I said there's going to be a playoff run, and I still feel that way. Lamar does have an off week, along with Cook, Stevenson, and that's really where it lies with this team. The running back position looks a little bit volatile. Devontae has a disappointing game. No one's concerned about that. But people are concerned about Stevenson and Cook. They get Fournette. Does that hurt Cook also? Grenas falls to 3-5, and it feels like one of those average teams. I still think there's a run there, but obviously disappointment if you're El Grenas about the way things are going at the moment. In closer games news, we have a slightly closer game. Crucifier goes to 6-2 over El Captain, 166 to 120. El Captain we've already spoken about a bit, so we don't need to dig too much more into this. Ford on the bench. That is just painful to see after reviewing that trade, man. Fortunately, every player he started did play in the game, but they also all didn't really play in the game. We got Rashee Rice at 8, Nico at 6, Palmer at 4, Hill at 8, Pierce at 5. I mean, no one in the position skills, running back, wide receiver, did well. This is the worst overall running back, wide receiver performance I've ever seen in this league. El Captain falls to 3-5. We've been talking about El Captain all season. I said he was dead in my eyes after the DK start. And now I'm going to say that he's not going to do it. I mean, he's just not going to be able to do it this season. I am going to Dunchain El Captain. I'm sorry, but too many mistakes. The good news is your daughter's going to get to swim a lot because you don't need to focus too much on fantasy the rest of the season. The bad news is you don't get to focus on fantasy the rest of the season. So she's going to we might have an Olympian, guys. At this rate, we may have the new Michael Phelps. I know we do it by gender in the Olympics. She might be able to break that glass ceiling and get involved with the men at this point because she's going to be in that water a lot. Okay, I'm done with that. That joke is officially laid to rest at 11:13 p.m. Eastern on Monday, October 30th. Crucifier goes to 5-3. Good week. ETN 30 points, just looking like an absolute stud. So is AJ Brown at 36 points. Amara St. Brown is that consistent piece. You get another 20-point game from him. Really not much that we learned about this team this week other than they were able to make it work despite Monty being out still and Debo being out still. They have the depth and they made it work. So if you're a Crucifier at 6-2, I mean, I know I wasn't high on you coming into the season. At this point, you obviously know you already have my respect. I said you're a playoff team a few weeks ago. That is obviously now seeming obvious. As the Lions are going for it on 4th to see if is going to sink the game away. It's a play action, tight end pass, wide open, first down, game over. And we will see the next game now be laid to rest. So we'll actually talk about that game now that it's over. Let's make sure we talk about every other game already. We did. Not yet. We did not yet. But we're going to talk about the game that just went final. The Bandidos ends up losing a very tight game. The Chairman goes to 3-5. Wow, I mean, the Chairman, obviously, coming into the season, I was lowish on this team. But now at 3-5, there's at least is some life. Tua gets you 33.3. Josh Jacobs at 18. Najee is continuing to be the disappointment, but you did get enough strength in your team. Obviously, it's surprising benching of Aaron Jones worked out at 8.1 points. We'll see if you continue to do that. Ultimately, you already know how I feel about this team. The Chairman is, an average team in my eyes. The most recent comment I made about the Chairman, I don't really talk about the Chairman that much. I'm sorry. Let me add a note about the Chairman. That might be the only team that I really don't have a bold prediction about. I'm just going to say Chairman misses playoffs. I guess that's what I have to say. So yeah, 3-5, obviously a big win for you, but it's just not enough for me to be excited about this team. For the Bandidos, you also go to 3-5. It's a team I like a lot more at 3-5. Obviously disappointing that you didn't get any help from Kenneth Walker. That really made the difference. The calf injury coming in, he only got 8 carries, got outsnapped by Charbonnet. And of course, Jacoby Myers, coming into this game, you expected more points. He gets outscored by Josh Jacobs by 15 points. You lose by 4. You needed it within 10. You were the favorite coming to this game. Very disappointing, but I don't want you to lose that fire in your soul because you are still the better team here. T. Higgins is looking more relevant. I wonder if he finds his way into the lineup. If you started him over Jacoby Myers, you would have gotten the win. Obviously, that's something I would have done. I do have T. Higgins on my team, so I'm high on him. But hindsight's 20/20, so you can't be too critical of you. Jacoby Myers has been pretty good this season. So obviously, what am I looking at? Oh, yeah. Obviously, I anticipate they're going to be able to make a run still, at least more than the Chairman. So I'm just going to make that prediction. I'm going to say Chairman over... Bandidos over Chairman rest of season, despite both being 3-3. And the last thing I said about Bandidos, because I know I commented about Bandidos, is that you're going to finish third in the league. At 3-5, not looking amazing. I still think you're going to finish third in the league. Squeeze in the playoffs, win a couple playoff games, win the consolation in third. Let's just say that's what's going to happen. The final matchup was Untouchables losing to Pain Train. Pain Train goes to 5-3. So Pain Train, not a team that I'm necessarily that high on, but I did say your potential savior is Gibbs, and then Monty gets hurt, and Gibbs gets you 35.4. And that's just how life works. It worked out, obviously, perfectly for you. This is a game that could have technically went out either way. If you got 18 points, you lose. But Gibbs... Actually, that prediction was sick. I'm sorry, because in this week it exactly was that. So I feel the same. I mean, Monty coming back hurts you, but you're at 5-3 now. And I still have faith in the guys who aren't doing well in Cup, Olave. The bad news is Addison loses Kirk Cousins, and Waller's hurt. I still think there's enough firepower on this team. I still think this team can make a run. Curious what you're going to do at tight end if Waller has missed more time. But Pain Train obviously very happy this week. They tie Untouchables in the standing. Untouchables goes to 5-3. Untouchables, a team that I believe is going to make the playoffs early on in the season. I still feel that way. Mostert, a little bit concerning with his usage, with his production based on his usage. 13 carries, only 46 yards. Obviously disappointing, but enough good finds with this team. I mean, Thielen was such a good find. Mostert was obviously a good find. Hollywood was a good find. To last you through the buys, I mean, you have Fields as an injury. You're going to have some buys coming, but you at least have enough guys to fill in there. You're going to have Javonte who could fill in there, who's didn't even get the start on this team, by the way. If you went Javonte over... Nah, you wouldn't have won either way. So, yeah, 5-3, I think this team's also in good shape. So, yeah, I mean, panic button not for any of those teams outside of El Captain. El Captain is a team that everyone's talking about, and that's the storyline, and I don't have anything else to say. El Captain, man, frustration. It'd be amazing to see him make a run and shut me up, but that's just how I'm feeling at this current moment. So, best of luck, everyone. Yes, I won. I'm 5-3. Don't worry about me, and I will see you all next week.